art of pyromancy is deeply rooted in the history of Lordran. Some say even more so than the gods.
In this land, pyromancers earn a certain respect. The Witch of Izalith, one of the legendary lords, is the godmother of pyromancy.
Godmother is an indirect title, but a relationship that implies respect nonetheless. One of the witch's 7 daughters, Quelana, would mother the discipline, for flame magic was once a form of sorcery, and it was she who first invoked the fire without the use of a catalyst, giving birth to pyromancy. The art of invoking and manipulating fire was unique in that way. Unlike miracles or sorceries, pyromancy required neither faith in any gods nor a vast intellect. It only requires devotion of soul and a mentor to pass down the knowledge. And with the succession of pyromancy flame, a deep bond between teacher and student is formed.
When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it.
Symbolic of that bond, terms like mother and godmother are used when describing pyromancy, because, in a way, the practice creates a family, an endearing connection. Such as it was for Quelana, the mother and first teacher of pyromancy when she trained Solomon, and when Solomon taught Carmina. Carmina may have been the most insightful pyromancer of all. She discovered many new methods to harness the flame to actualize her inner self. She was truly a gifted artist of spirit and flame, but none know of Carmina's fate. Some say Quelana used her body to fake her own death as a means to escape Izalith, for only the spirit of a supremely fierce pyromancer could fool her siblings, while others claim Carmina still resides in the Great Swamp, and that the power within her corrupted the talented pyromancer, mutating her into something else entirely. Regardless of Carmina's true fate, if pyromancy does indeed create such an intimate bond, what incredible travesties had befallen Quelana to compel her to abandon Izalith, her home, her family? The answers are legend in and of themselves.
My mother, the Witch of Izalith, was one of the primeval lords. Her power came from the soul that she found near the first flame.
This power was used to combat the ancient everlasting dragons. Wielding flame sorceries enhanced by the strength of the first flame, the witches conjured devastating storms of fire, destroying the everlasting dragon's homes, the arch trees, immeasurably aiding Gwyn in his war against the dragons. After the dragons were defeated, the Age of Fire was born. To protect the Age of Fire and the source of the Lord's power, a massive kiln was constructed over the first flame to coddle the precious fire. During the kiln's construction, the city of Izalith was erected as well, and for a time the Age of Fire was prosperous. But in the end, only darkness can remain. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, would call upon the Witch of Izalith to aid him once again, this time with the hopes to reinvigorate the dwindling first flame. Perhaps it was hubris, or empathy to the dire situation. But the Witch of Izalith believed she could use her lord's soul to fuel a fire sorcery with the ambition of duplicating the first flame's power.
She focused this power to light a flame of her own. But she failed to control it. The flame of chaos engulfed Mother and my sisters and molded them into deformed creatures.
It would seem the lords themselves forget they are not gods, but mere creatures who found great power within the first flame. And in their attempt at playing God, chaos and demons were born.
Mother's ambitions were misguided, no doubt. But surely 1,000 years of atonement is enough.
The Chosen Undead stands, listening to Quelana's tale of how Izalith lost its way, realizing why, then, she had abandoned her family and home. Quelana fled for fear of chaos influencing her beloved child, Pyromancy. Endangered and frightened, she fled, and still fears the corruption still. As such, Quelana requests the Chosen Undead to murder her family under the guise of mercy.
I beseech you, free Mother and my sisters from the flame of chaos. I cannot do it myself. I lack the strength and the bravery. But you, I realize what I am asking. But please, free their poor souls.
With chaos removed from Izalith, and the knowledge of pyromancy passed on, Quelana vanishes, never to be seen again. Some say she ventured back into the lost city to reclaim the ruins as her birthright, or perhaps to pay respect to her fallen family.
Farewell, my mother, my sisters. What have you done?
Regardless of the truth or Quelana's true motives, the dismemberment of chaos was necessary, but the creation of chaos was equally as important. For all of Lordran can now look upon the fate of Izalith and understand, no matter how ambitiously the living strive, we will never be gods. But in the pursuit of that power, it is frightening how easily we can become something inhuman.
Always fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again.